Vietnam, when we make the spring rolls, we will buy the shrimp fresh because we have lots of fresh shrimp here. So we're basically going to boil them with some shallots and ginger in a pot, and then we will peel them. For the traditional Vietnamese spring rolls, they will have the shrimp with the pork. And if you don't like the pork, you don't really need to put the pork in. You could just put the shrimp in. But I wanted to show you the traditional spring rolls which had the pork. And essentially it's just a piece of pork that is going to be boiled in water. So here we're boiling the shrimp. She's also adding a little bit of salt. If you want to add the salt in there, you can. And a little bit of fish sauce. A tablespoon of fish sauce. That just gives it all a little bit more flavor than it would normally have. And let the water then boil. These are the spring rolls we're using. They're Vietnamese. You should be able to find them. This is the rice paper that we are using. They are round. You should be able to find them at a Vietnamese or an Asian grocery store. You can see here how they're kind of thin. You can see through them. And this is the type of rice paper that you should be using to roll your rolls. In order to roll them, you're going to need to be able to use water with this. That's why we have the wet cloth there to be able to make them wet while you're rolling them. For the spring rolls, you have lettuce. Here is some mint, fresh cilantro, basil, and chives. And this really is all the vegetables which we put into the spring rolls. So it should all be fresh. None of it should be dried. To roll them out, she's got just a thin cotton cloth here, which has been wet. So this happens to be like a napkin, but you can use anything that you have like this and make it wet. It will help you to be able to roll them better. So this is for the traditional, what we call traditional Vietnamese spring rolls, which is shrimp. They've got the pork here, which is the boiled pork, red peppers. They have green bananas, which might be hard for you to find in the States or Europe. If so, you don't really have to have those. Fresh mango, carrots, pineapple, and cucumbers. And if you wanted to, instead of the green bananas here, you could add an apple, or you could add bean sprouts or something else, and then plus the noodles. So we start first with, we have the wet cloth down, and then we put some water onto the spring roll. And you always start first with some lettuce and the different herbs that we have that we put down. And our shrimp here was so big that we had to cut it in half. So it depends on the size of your shrimp. You might need to cut it in half. So she's putting in all different types of vegetables and other things here. There's no really set amount or how much you need. Is according to sort of, if you like. If there's something you don't like, you don't have to put it in. It's up to you. Then she'll put the pork in. And the shrimp. Our shrimp was big, so we cut it in half. So she's going to put in 3 pieces. It's about 2.5 pieces of shrimp. So it's really up to you how much shrimp you want to have. Then you move it to the sides. And then you roll it. You have to roll it tight to make sure. And there it is. So this is what we call the traditional Vietnamese spring rolls, because it's got the shrimp and the pork in it and all of the traditional vegetables. And this is how they eat them a lot up here in Hanoi. They will mix the shrimp and the pork together. But of course, if you don't like that combination, you can just have the shrimp or just have the pork. It's up to you. Thank you, friends, so much for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you get a chance, check out our blog, A Bus on a Dusty Road. We have a lot of other great recipes there. Thank you.